Biden terminated remain in Mexico. How good was that? You can't come in, you have to be in Mexico. They were taking everybody. He ripped up our safe third agreements with Central America. You know, we had agreements with other countries. They didn't want to take back prisoners. They didn't want to take back MS-13, criminals at the worst kind, murderers. And I said, well, why aren't they taking them back? They didn't do it during Obama. You couldn't get them out of our country. They'd put airplanes all along the runway so our planes couldn't land. They'd have to come back into the United States, loaded up with MS-13 gang members. And you've heard me say this. I said to our people, really, that's terrible. How much do we pay them? Sir, we pay them $500 million a year. I said, that's okay, stop payment. And I stopped payment. I stopped payment, and the next day I got a call from head of Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, and they said, sir, you stopped payment on the money that the United States was, in brackets, stupidly sending us. You stopped payment, sir, why? I said, because you're not taking back people that should be in your country. You're forcing them into ours, and you're not letting us bring them back. And we're not going to pay you ever again. We're not giving you anything. They said, but, sir, there must be a misunderstanding. We would love to have MS-13 back. Please, please send that. So the following day, they all went back, and we sent them back by the thousands. And they reversed that, and they reversed our asylum reforms, and they halted the border wall, and they shut down ICE, the brave, great patriots of ICE, and instituted catch and release nationwide. And you know what that is. You catch someone, a criminal, a murderer, you take the name, they don't have much of an address, and you release them into our country. Congratulations. You've got a nice murderer now, and you have them by the thousands. In just 5 months, the Biden administration has created a crisis of unthinkable proportions. Illegal immigration is up nearly 1,000% from when I was president. And at this time in 2020, think of it, there has never been anything like the border that we created. And people could come into our country, but they had to come into our country legally. Arrivals of migrant alien youth are up nearly 500%, and they're being resettled in cities and towns all across the United States at taxpayer expense. And you know, they have suicide watch for so many of these young children. They're on suicide watch because the way they're being treated and the way they were treated, you've seen them. They get them dropped off the wall. They drop them from a 30-foot wall. But there are many of them on suicide watch. But that's not all. American taxpayers are now being forced to pay for the relatives of illegal aliens to be flown here to join them in the United States. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Because it's called chain migration. You know what chain migration is? Somebody comes, whether he's killer, not killer, drug dealer, not. He comes here, he's allowed to bring in his mother, his father, his sister, his brother, his aunt, his uncle, his grandfather, his grandmother. He's allowed to bring in anybody he wants or she wants. And we don't want that. And we ended it. And now they're opening it up.